Have you ever stopped to think that maybe the biggest thing holding you back isn't out there somewhere? What if it's actually a choice we make, like every single moment? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea from A Course in Miracles that says exactly that. And get this, it all comes down to one simple affirmation that can literally change everything.
So let's just start with this question, and I want you to really think about it for a second. What could you actually gain if you weren't afraid? I mean, what would your life look like if fear just wasn't in the driver's seat anymore? Think about your relationships, your job, all of it. This is exactly where we're headed today. Okay, so when we talk about this fear of love, what does that even mean? The Course suggests it's not some big, scary monster lurking in the dark. No, it's way more subtle than that. It's like this invisible barrier that we put up ourselves, And it's the very thing that keeps us from the connection we say we want. In this slide, this just lays it out so clearly. It's like in almost every single interaction we have, we're standing at a crossroads. On one side, you've got fear, which leads to conflict, anger, doubt. But on the other side, that's love. And that path leads to kindness, connection, and real understanding. The thing is, we're choosing which way to go all day, every day. And this right here is where we get to the most radical idea of all. What if fear isn't even real? I mean, what if it's just an illusion, a story we've convinced ourselves is true? And love? Well, love isn't something you have to go out and find. It's the reality of who we are, just waiting for us to finally accept it.
Okay, that's a cool idea, right? But if fear is just an illusion, how do we stop falling for it? Well, that's where the core teaching of this lesson comes in. The secret isn't about trying to change the world around us. It's about changing our own perception, learning to see past all that noise from the ego. So according to the Course, fear doesn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's a direct result of the ego and all its false beliefs about who we think we are. The idea that we're separate, that we're vulnerable, that we're always in competition with each other. It's basically a giant case of mistaken identity. And here's the beautiful flip side to that. If fear is the illusion, then love is our true nature. It's not something we need to earn or search for. It's literally the essence of who we are. It's always there, always available, just waiting for us right underneath all those layers of fear.
And this, for me, is the most empowering part of this whole lesson. It's not about becoming something new. It's about reclaiming what was already ours to begin with. It's a journey back home to our natural state, which is love.
And this brings us to the very heart of it all, the emotional centerpiece of this entire explainer. This is the affirmation that can change everything. Let's just take a breath and let this sink in. I will not be afraid of love today.
But listen, this is way more than just a nice-sounding phrase you repeat. The lesson presents this as a powerful, practical tool. It's a daily declaration. When you start your day with this intention, you're making a conscious choice to shift your focus away from fear-based reactions and towards love-based responses.
All right, so we've got the what, but now for the big question. How do we actually do this? In our messy, complicated day-to-day lives? Well, this next part is all about that. We're going to break it down into real, actionable steps.
The source material actually gives us a really simple 4-step process to bring this into our lives. So step 1 is just to declare your intention. The moment you wake up, before the day gets crazy, just say it. I will not be afraid of love today. It sets the tone for everything. Then comes step 2, respond with kindness. This is where the rubber meets the road. When you're faced with conflict or frustration, you pause and you consciously choose a response that comes from understanding, not anger. Step 3 is to meditate on love. This doesn't have to be long. Just take a few quiet minutes to focus on that feeling of love. You can even visualize it surrounding you and everyone you interact with. And finally, step 4, reflect through journaling. At the end of the day, just jot down your experiences. When did you choose love? When did fear pop up? This helps you see your patterns so you can make real conscious changes. It's a whole cycle, you see. It all works together to shift your entire mindset.
So really, this whole explainer, this entire lesson, it's all an invitation. It's a personal invitation for you to begin. And the key thing to remember is this isn't about being perfect. It's just about starting the journey. And that journey can start right here, right now.
And so I want to leave you with this really powerful question to reflect on, which comes straight from the source material. Just ask yourself, in what parts of my life do I find myself pushing love away because I'm afraid?
And then, this is the important part, how can I start to transform those fears into expressions of love, even in a small way, starting today?
Because ultimately, that's really what this is all about. The power to shift from fear back to love, it's always there. It's always available to you. The choice is yours, and the time to make that choice, it's today.